I was disinvited to a school in Virginia. They had invited me to be part of an anti-bullying program, and it was a middle school and high school. And they contracted with me in the spring, but somehow, like a week or two before I was supposed to come to their school, they said, well, you can come, but really we don't want you to show the slide of the cover. We do not want you to say the word ass. And in fact, maybe not mention that book if you could mention your other works. And I had to think long and hard about that. I was really taken aback for a second. And I wrote back and I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. I'm not ashamed of what I wrote, and if I distance myself, it suggests that I am. And it also puts the kids at your school who are being bullied into a more shameful position, because it implies that even naming it is shameful, and it's not. So what I countered with was the offer to send a note home to parents who maybe didn't feel that their kids needed to hear the word ass, even though I am quite sure that middle school and high schoolers have heard this word. But I said we could do that. But then they went out onto the internet and saw the trailer that I had made for the book, self-made, on my Mac, and one of the slides features the words that are used, 4 words that are typically used to bully girls. And they're words that, you know, insinuate ugly things about their sexual morality, basically. And I don't think that there's a girl alive who hasn't been called one of these things at one time or another, sadly. And they saw that and they said, absolutely not, you absolutely can't come. It just doesn't reflect the values of this community, which I think is a catchphrase for soft censorship. Thank you very much, but no thank you. And, you know, that's sad, because that is how we bully girls. And if we want to talk about bullying girls, then we ought to have the courage to name it and to really talk about what it really looks like. Also, it was interesting because, and sad for them, because they disinvited me just prior to Banned Book Week. Never good. Librarians really don't like it when you censor books, especially not near Banned Book Week. So it became, I had to do nothing. I wrote a blog post, basically on my own blog, this is what happened, I'm sad. And then it exploded with librarians coming to the defense of the book, and also big names like Judy Blume and Ellen Hopkins and other well-known authors saying, kids have a right to read, and this is soft censorship. So I never did go to that school, but I did get several letters from students at that school apologizing for the adults in their lives. And I'm sure those students have read the book anyway. But it just happened recently too in North Carolina. I was invited to speak, and students, you know, one of the schools, until 5 minutes before I was scheduled to be there, was still on the fence as to whether I could talk about a book that had the word ass in the title, which was really troubling. And also troubling in a way because they had asked me to come and speak only to the students in the Hispanic Leadership Program. You know, I am a Latina author, but I write about the universal problems of growing up, whether you're Latina or not. And the message really was applicable to everybody in that high school. There was no need to silo me in that way. So the battle's not over. And we certainly have librarians who engage in soft censorship because they're tired and they don't want to be in an argument with angry parents and principals and all of that. But to them what I say is, trust the students to read. Trust their thinking. Trust them to make decisions about the information that's coming across. And also, get informed. Read what has been said about this novel. And there's so much more to this novel than these 3 letters and this word ass.